Good morning, my friends, and welcome to the Breakfast Club. My name's Darren Hancock, and it is January the 16th. January 16th, 2 weeks into the year already. We're doing an in-depth dig into the markets, this being the E-mini S&P. And yet we're live from LA yet again. Our last full day here. We're going to do a little zip around the town, take a little tour, check out the place a bit. So we'll be on here for an hour or so this morning. See what the opening's like, see if we catch a silver bullet for you folks. And then we'll hit it again on Thursday. I don't know if we'll be here Wednesday. Here tomorrow. We'll fly back in the afternoon, so maybe be on for an hour tomorrow morning. We'll see what it's like. We'll see what we're up to. So E-mini S&P, this is the daily chart. Looking at this inversion fair value gap on this that occurred on the 2nd of January this year. That we see that there's a bit of dip through it. We're holding right on top of it right now, so that's an area of interest for me right now. So I'd like to see this kind of hold price now and continue to move to the upside. In terms of the daily objective, we still got these big wicks here, so we've ran out Monday's low. The only thing I can see here is just this inversion here. We have this BISI on the downside, and we have the upside to run. It's a low resistance liquidity run if we decide to take the highs. This order block breaker here has been eaten through multiple times. It's been dug into here again, all the way through the mean threshold, all the way through the mean threshold again, and we're back into the wick. So haven't got a real read on this one. Not sure. We have downside objective here, and we have an upside objective up there. It's not super clear where it wants to go. We had an inside trade day yesterday, inside the wick here, high, the wick low. Yesterday we worked inside that, so we're expecting some sort of bullish run in the next couple of days, so today or tomorrow. This could be just a big wick, or what you see here, a big wick, and then a run for these highs. Or we could just be going sideways here for the week for a big news event. It's kind of uncertain, that one. Let's have a look at the NASDAQ. As we discussed yesterday, upside objective was our fair value gap again, and it seemed to hit perfectly into our objective on the upside. We're going to run up to 1 hour fair value gap, 4 hour fair value gap, and the daily fair value gap. So we had all three of them. It was the draw on the liquidity yesterday, hit it, and then came all the way down into the other draw on liquidity that we mentioned, which was the you had a 4 hour inversion fair value gap in here now, and here's the mean threshold, and here's the mean threshold of the, sorry, not the mean threshold, the consequent encroachment of the 4 hour and the consequent encroachment of the daily. And we hit both of those today. Now we pull back into the inversion again. So, or we pull back into the top half of the inversion again. So where are we going from here? Again, kind of we still got these relative equal highs up here, untapped fair value gap. We had an inside trade day in the Dow, in the NASDAQ, so haven't got a big, you still have the upside here, and the only other thing is if you have a big drop, we have the downside objective down in here. So all the time we're staying inside this fair value gap, we may go sideways for a while on this daily. I was hoping that we could find some support on top of this. We seem to be doing this multiple big digs down into this daily fair value gap that is now inversion, because we went, this is the civvy, we went through it, closed above it, tapped into it, ran into it a third time. So again, our objectives haven't changed, still upside here. We're looking for continued resistance off the consequent encroachments of the 4-hour and daily. Still looking for upside run. Sorry, there's the fan kicking in here in the hotel room. Hopefully it's not be a little better than listening to airplanes go off if I was outside. All right, let's look at the confirmation. As usual, we need to confirm that we're live on the internet. Let me just have a quick peek here. And are we live? We are live. Okay, that's good. We've got a couple people picked up watching already. Good for you. Welcome, welcome. Let's dig down a little bit deeper here. Let me just have a quick look at the Dixie, and I'll give you guys some foreign currencies. And if Verba pops in for his gold, to do a gold run, we'll see what they've got on that. Okay, Dixie on the 1 hour. Let's go to the daily first. We've filled in this SIBI over here on December 14th, December 13th. That SIBI's been filled. Look at this other objective up here, this little tiny inversion. Price imbalance up here. It's not an inversion, it's a price imbalance. Those of you who've been with me for a while know I'll just blurt out a name and then have to go back and correct it if I'm wrong. So this is a price imbalance, not an inversion. Here's another price imbalance. So we're really between these two right now, and we're in the premium with this range, high and low. So if we pull our fib tool from here to here, we're in the optimum trade entry 75%. If we broke that into quarters, we're in the 75% range, and we filled this SIBI here. This last two candles, this would be a 2-day breaker. We've just tagged the bottom of that. So I'd like to see that provide a level of resistance, and then we see some downside on dollar and some upside on the GBP and euro. So now when you're looking at GBP and euro, and you're looking for some upward movement in the gold, so we're looking for some objectives that have been met on the gold, the euro, and the GBP for those specific currency pairs. Now that we have had an objective and a breaker, we're looking for some resistance here for turnaround and run back down into this gap we've created here, and also back into that price imbalance. You see that right there? Good morning, Kirk. First up, first in. Welcome, welcome. So let's look at the GBP and Euro, see if we can find something that would match those cards. Let me just turn all these guys on to GBP. Okay, so that was daily. Let's look at the daily here. Okay, we ran all the way through that inversion fair value gap here on the daily now. We still got these equal lows that haven't been tagged yet. We're looking at this order block. We still have this marked out here from last week or a few weeks ago. So if we really start to dig deeper into that breaker here, if we dig higher into that, this 79% retracement, that might be just the push down that the British pound needs to clean these highs out. I'm sorry, clean these lows out. Takimila or Takmila, good morning. I'm doing fine today. Thank you very much for asking, sir. Hope everything's well there. The news made the market, with some poor decision this morning. Verba, good to see you. We have the 9:30 open coming shortly. So still looking for these lows here. Now this inversion, we're through this inversion on this side, this daily inversion. Do we come back, find support at that and continue down? Or do we just pull back, wick through this, find support and run for these equal highs and further upside? That's the daily chart. Let's look at the hourly. That's the objective right there. Let's fill up the screen a bit bigger here. So watch this order block. We've moved up above it. We've come back into it right here. Found some support at it. Now we want to get back through here, or we're going to come up, find some support at this inversion, and then continue down for the objectives. So we're looking for kind of two theories there. Keep that in mind when you're watching that. If you're on Euro, British pound. If you're on Euro, let's look at Euro here for the daily side again. Okay, so Euro has that fair value gap BISI on this side. Not an inversion yet, but it is a BISI. So look for the mean threshold of this. We've just popped into this now, right into the top of it, and getting a bit of a reaction off of that. That's good. So if we do have upside, look for upside potential for this run. The daily fair value gap, equal highs above. Euro might be your play. This one looks like it's got more cleaner objectives to go for. The way you're going to check that is just see who's the sixth sister of the pair. Go to Euro, British pound. See who's got the most of those two combined pairs. You'll see who's got the strength out of the two. Now what the heck? Let's go there and find out. So Euro GBP. A quick peek in here. So Euro being the first in the pair, and British Pound being the second. So you should see it's kind of sideways. It's lost against the British Pound for a little while. So if we get on the opening here, we see this little consolidation, look for a breakout on either side. So if you see a breakdown, then a break up, come back to this inversion. See, it pops into my head right off the bat. This consolidation, then look for a run above these highs here on the day. Oh, that is the daily. Let's rethink this. That's not an hour chart, that's a daily chart. So over the next few weeks, that's what you want to see, or this next week or so, you want to see the upside objective here once we see a breakout of this consolidation. So right now we've validated this order block. Look for the mean threshold here to hold price. I'll make this a little bit bigger for you. So look for the mean threshold here to hold price. If it does, then look for further upside, taking out these equal highs and the mean threshold of this up close candle here. If we do run, if that American dollar does run for its breaker, look for a run below these lows, take these lows out, and then as soon as we get a break above these highs here, these equal highs, and a return to them, that would be my objective to start running for inside this range for 50-62% and obviously higher range stuff. So when you're looking at the sixth sister of these two, if this is coming down, you might see one or two that both be coming down. You're sideways, so there's not one of them right now that's showing any major strength against each other. So let's go back to, let's look over here. Everyone wants to know what the heck's going on with gold, right? My mind is not giving exactly what to do. Yep, you and me both. It's not clear in those ones yet. So if we do get a drop in gold in Dixie, like we were talking, we suspect happening there, then we're looking for more upside in gold. We've had a return back to the original consolidation here, I think. Yes, that's on the 1 hour chart. Let me go to the daily and see what's going on here. Okay, so see this order block right here? Down close candle. We validated it right here when we got above it with the wick. And then we pulled back down, went above it one more time, well above it. And now this candle's opened. We've come back into 1, 2, just short of the third objective. So we've come back into the body. Now if we get a reaction off of that, look for this up close candle here, this breaker. Not really a breaker. That'd be the parent breaker of this whole run down below this low here. But if you're looking at it from a straight run, we've got this up close candle that does not break any low before we have this one. So that would be more mitigation for me. So you're looking for this up close candle here. Looking for the highs today. If this candle holds, we're looking for these highs to get taken out from yesterday. Looking for Tuesday, Wednesday high. We're inside this, this would be a inversion fair value gap now. There's gaps on either side of it. This one's got an imbalance on one side. It's a gap on that side. And right now we're still inside that whole version. So I'd like to see this one get and I'm still using my trackpad with my finger. Inside here. This would be the we want to see it get through that, so we're back to the mean threshold of that little cluster in there. So I'd like to see this obviously dig into that, get on top of it, and start running for our higher highs. If we do come back, find some support at it, look for a retest of this this candle, this last down close candle here. Stand fan to turn off here. It's noisy. It feels noisy to me in here too, so I apologize for that. Okay, so let's look at Nasdaq again. Sorry, let's go down into an hourly chart here on this. So we've got consolidation. We ran the highs, ran the lows, come back through, found some, you go all the way back down, find support at the consolidation. Or are we at 50%? We have consolidation. We ran the lows, highs and lows out. And as soon as we take out that high and come back into the consolidation again, and usually you're looking for something like this old breaker up here. And the breaker comes all the way down into here. And 50% of that consolidation was right there. We're finding some support off of that. So yeah, I like the upside here. Take out this old high here. This is not a valid order block yet, so just keep your eye on that. But I like this upside here. And these relative equal highs up here. So yeah, I see more downside on the dollar, more upside on gold. And this is what I want to see in Nasdaq right now. I want to see this upward kind of run. Good morning, Lauriston. How you doing, buddy? You guys have a busy night last night? When is your busy season down there, Lauriston, for your firefighting? Do you have a lot of, do you guys do a lot of urban wildland urban interface stuff like we had to do because we were in the mountains, right in we're living in the matchbox there in Canmore, so we had to do a lot of wildland urban interface fires training. So we had to do forest fighter training as well as you know, the regular urban stuff. So here we are inside this BISI. We've come up to the edge of it, see it? We've come to the bodies are respecting the high of it, so we're kind of just sitting around inside that right now. No real indication of where it wants to go other than the fact we had this order block validated here. We've come back, created a fair value gap in here. We've come back tagged. Yeah, tag the edge of the fair value gap there, and we've got a response off of that. Looking at the premium array inside here, you're looking for upside premium arrays here. So I'm still waiting for the next few minutes, see what happens. It's funny how you kind of look at some general progress. You know, when we first started doing this, you'd be happy if you get one or two people pop in when you started the day. All right, seven. Can you believe it? I can. So if there's any other chart you guys want me to look at specifically, pop in. It says I'm all right. Was home last night, worked the day, but it was quiet. The busiest is during the dry season. A lot of brush fires, yeah, I bet you would. Brush fire, yeah, we get a lot of grass fires season and stuff like that as well. Well, as long as you're safe, man. Good morning, Robert. Where are you from, Robert? What part of the world do you hail from? Whilst we're waiting for the market to give us something here in the NASDAQ. Get closer to a time. I guess we could make this, I like the big chart. But when I go big chart, I'm because I've only got one little small laptop screen here. Then I want to just go with the big chart. New Mexico. I heard, and this might sound kind of weird, but New Mexico has a place down there that has one of those, it's like a high energy, mystical reference points on the planet. There's a spot down there. I vaguely remember hearing a story about. It has a lot of, extraterrestrial power draw. I'm not doing a very good job of trying to describe what this thing is, but do you know the place I'm talking about? It might be a touristy type thing, or it's actually where a lot of shamans and stuff will go to recharge their energy, so to speak. Not a blue zone. I know a blue zone. Blue zone's one of those places that house some of the oldest people on the planet. They're areas where they've discovered on the planet that these people live the longest. They call them the blue zones. There's a book out called The Blue Zone. It talks a lot about people who thrive past their centenarian years, their 100th year. And they're very common in these places. Here we go. Here's our open. Roswell. Yeah, that's them. Yeah, I know about the Area 51. The infamous Roswell, that's right, New Mexico. No, I'm thinking of it's another place. I'm not describing it very well. But welcome, Robert, welcome. So now we've got a drive. We're looking for upside objectives here now. We have equal highs up here. I like this break-in market structure here. Back, drive above it, we have a body above, come back into the breaker, clean, break away, come back, tag it again, right on the top, and then on the opening, we're away. So look for these equal highs up here, and we want to get through this inversion here now. If the upside is our objective, which it is once again, I'm looking for those relative equal highs to get taken out, the fair value gap, the daily, all the things that we were heading for yesterday, all this stuff up here, looking for that one more time. We got to get through here first, this breaker. So look for that. Oh, it's already come back to it here. We get an area of sensitivity. Look for a run back into the low or into this order block here, old highs. First off, this is now valid here, this order block. So look for the high, the open, and the mean threshold of that candle for a run back up in here. So that's our propulsion candle. We have a break above that high. That's where you want to see a propulsion candle form. Lee, good morning, my friend. How are you? The Gizi area, also known over there, weird stuff. Yeah, that might be it. The Gizi area, known for its weird stuff. That's probably a better phrase than I was giving it. So your eye goes here right now, and then pull your fib tool. If that happens and we start to dig back into here, what are we looking at here? We're going to start getting down into my favorite area, which is time. We have an inversion, price imbalance sitting in here still too. We have little fair value gaps in here. We have mitigation block here. We have a big breaker right there. These guys sit inside that one. Let's not run above the high. So we've been digging into that here. Body. What's the high on that candle there? The high is 940. 942. 138, 940. So we're into this wick, into the breaker on that candle. So we want to get through this one. Mean threshold will get you a fill of this fair value gap here, the SIBI. So look for mean threshold, look for an area of resistance here, inside here. This is also a breaker. We have runs above these little intermittent highs here, except for that one back there. That's a run up here. So we have double breakers. If we get a dig up into here, which is where we're going right now, I want to see a big push all the way through all of this stuff, and then we can start using these as inversions to get a foothold and going higher and running for these equal highs up top. You got the fan on my, I don't know if you guys can hear the fan work buzzing on here as well. Oh, my little laptop's just cooking nice and it's streaming live. It's recording video, streaming live. I got the fan in the background. Gives it that kind of airport hotel feeling. What's our Dixie doing on the open? See, we're getting a pull back from there. That's what we're looking for on the daily. Let's look for the hourly now. Okay. So we're going to get below this candle here. Before I get this has to turn into an order block, otherwise we're just sideways here. We don't have any candle in here yet that's been validated except for this one right there. Alright, so now the daily is above that. I've come back into the mean threshold. Sorry, the consequent encroachment of that inversion. Right back to the order block. We've keyed off at a rate. No, what's the high on that candle? Let's make this a little bigger so it looks more ominous. There we go. It's definitely not there yet then. But we've had multiple dips now into this fair value gap, breaking market structure to the upside, return down to fair value. That's a nice little entry for 5 o'clock turn. Okay. So we did run these highs and we dipped into, nope, we haven't run the highs yet. This is the key area right here. If we fill this fair value gap, look for this order block. We want this order block to hold price, mean threshold, and the bottom of that inversion are areas we want to see some support there and run back up and take out these old highs here and these equal highs, pockets of liquidity above the market. So keep your eyes on that stuff. This is your key order block here right now. Look for support here. Then dig down into the lower time frames to find the support. Starting to bounce off of that. And look for your key entry for a run above these old highs here for a short haul. That'll haul you out 20 pips or 20 handles in the E-mini S&P anyway. So we've run all the way up to that breaker we talked about, and now we've had some nice resistance. So I love breakers. Breakers are awesome for resistance. You find them, think about breaker to breaker trading now. So are we going to retap this puppy here one more time? Look for a return to about here. Who said it? Morning. Hope all is well. The charts have been green for you the past 2 months or so. I've been working a bunch of overtime. I haven't taken a single trade since start of November. Zach? Good morning, Derek. That's not my buddy from New Jersey, is it? Who said it? So look for, are we going to hold here at this breaker now? Or are we digging deeper into this range that we've created off that fair value gap? From there to, not sure what that one was. Oh, it was 40, wasn't it? Oh, you know. So we're inside that breaker here. It's 30-minute breaker. Oh my goodness. He's back. He's back. Our boy's back. Derek, look who's back. We missed you, man. It's like, it's been a lot of months. They're working you hard in that prison, haven't they? So that's the breaker to breaker we just mentioned. So that breaker up there down to this breaker right here, that's breaker to breaker trading. Now, where does it go from here? One of those two's got to give way. And the 50% there, right to 62% retracement. So yeah, I picked up a few people along the way. Who would have thought, hey? Somebody wants to listen to me babble away. I think when you were in here, I think you were one of my first two people. Who said it? Kevin's back. Last 2 months every year is super busy with overtime. Everyone always using the last of their vacation and sick days before they go to replenish. Yeah, I'm still in LA, Cody. I got today and tomorrow, and we're flying back tomorrow. So today we're going to do a little tour. I can't do a lot of walking around, so we're going to take one of those little hop on, hop off bus tours, I think it is. So you've been safe there at the penitentiary, keeping everybody safe? Well, welcome back, man. We missed you. Now we're digging down into here. This is now the optimum trade entry. We're back to this consolidation. So do we get a reaction off of here nicely? And now you look for this order block. So we're now between here and here. Not a good mindset to trade today. I was off earlier, so we'll probably be demoing today on TradingView. AJ, good morning. I think Michael posted your link last week. Got it there. Enjoying this. Michael posted this? Oh. How towns have changed, hey Kevin, in the last couple of months. We had Michael on here. You missed our Michael's popped in and had a little chat with us last week, I think it was. Well, if Michael's posting it, then I must be doing something right. So I'm from plus 20 to minus 50 to Canada. Yeah, it's like plus, I don't know if it's going to hit 20 today, but it would be nice if it did. But it's starting to really warm up there in Canada. I think we're getting up to below, how's that for a play on words? We're getting up to below minus 10 or 11. I think by the time we get back there, it'll be minus 11. Yes, safe, just everyone using their last time. Make guaranteed money instead of giving it to the market. That's smart. It's always nice to have a paycheck you can haul off on. Well, I managed to get a funded account. Started the year off with a funded account. Haven't traded it yet, especially down here in LA. I'm down in LA right now. And yeah, we're just going to wait for till I get back. I have multiple charts, multiple windows computer screens I can look at. Oh wow, that's awesome. Feeding the wolves out in the call. Oh yeah, the wolves. I remember we were playing. That's back when we were using the bot. Well, we're starting to work on another idea. There's another guy in here that has a pretty interesting idea about time and price. So I may start working with him a bit more on developing another bot. We may showcase on here one day. So now we've returned back to the order blocks. Nicely right in here, order block. Reaction off that. Look for this order block here now to provide a level of support. We're not, yeah, we're just we're not so much feeding the wolves. My girlfriend, my wife, she'll kill me. My girlfriend, I met up with my girlfriend down here in California. My wife has no idea. No, she's actually right behind me, so I'm gonna get a slap in a minute. She came down here to teach the IB International Baccalaureate program to a bunch of teachers from across the country and Spain. They came over to LA here, and Carla's teaching at the conference, and then it finally finished yesterday afternoon. They all took off back, so now we went down to Manhattan Beach for a sunset. Promised her a kiss at sunset. I'm a romantic kind of guy. I set it up all day. Said, hey, at the sun, when the sun sets today, I'm gonna give you a kiss. She's like, oh, that's great. I'm really looking forward to that. So you set it up, guys. That's how you do romance. You get them wanting it for the whole day. So she got a little smooch at sunset. It was a beautiful sunset, I might add, right by that pier and Manhattan Beach. I think last time I joined the stream, it was only your second day with TradingView. How you liking it? Oh, I love it. I don't even like going back to that MT5 now. Drives me nuts. I love this stuff. I've got all these templates built in now. I just draw my little boxes and then I can label them whatever I want. Just quickly click and drop. Oh, there was like 30 seconds of silence. You hear that? It's the heat. There's not enough heat here yet. Keep my fan going. Yeah, so I'm loving TradingView. I think it's great. My buddy Gary in Canada was telling me, "Oh, you got to get to TradingView." I'm like, I'm not. I'm committed to MT5 or MT4. Then it was MT5, and now it's like, forget that noise. I have to trade MT5 still, just because one of the prop firm I use uses MT5. I want to get into one that's in here. I still have one for Top Step, but I don't like the monthly fees they charge you just to, even to do their demo account. Once you pass the demo account, I don't mind the monthly fees, but charging somebody monthly fees just to try and get your demo pass or your valuation, not a good business model for me. Anyway, that's just my personal thing. So when you get back to Canada, you should do romance thing, but like when we drop minus 60, get kisses. Yeah. Edmonton was the only one that got close to minus 60. It had like minus 55 with a wind chill the other day. Just with the day after we left, it just got brutally cold up there. They had a cold snap. But minus 38 was cold enough for us. We were in like plus degree weather. We were losing all the snow up there. We're walking around most of the time with no snow. All of a sudden, bang, we got hit with snow, and then a cold snap. Got pretty brutal. So you can see how we came down, hit the consolidation, came back up, hit that order block that we were talking about, and now we're just kind of waffling between the two inside that fair value gap sitting right here. So now we want to see some, you dig down into a 5 minute, we're looking for some support on top of this. So let me just clear this guy out of the way. Well, it's good to see you back. Oh my goodness, we thought you'd left us. Derek was even saying, it's probably something you said, Darren, probably upset him. I'm kidding. This will be a 115 minute inversion. No, it won't be an inversion. It is just a fair value gap for now. So now we want to see this. We've worked through it. We haven't closed below it though. We've just worked through it. Back into the order block. We're inside this inversion right now. We want to see this close out on top of this, get some support, and then start to dig into this up close candle here. Oh, there's quiet. You hear that? Everything got quiet all of a sudden. So when you get back to Canada, how your car? How do you start the car here? Well, we took it to the airport and they've got a service that will start your car for you. So we just dropped it off with them. They'll have it all warmed up. We just call them when we land. They go start the car up, pick us up at the airport, take us back there to our nice warm car, and away we go. Yeah, they got jumper cables or they got plug-ins to keep it warm. We got block heaters in our cars up there. Keep everything warm. So that's what we wanted to see. That's good. Now we want to see it digging into that order block some more. Remember, you want to see the mean threshold of this candle right here because this body is slightly higher than that one. These guys are inside the bigger, beefier candle here. So when we lose that mean threshold, which is what we just bounced off of right there, I want to see it drive through that, clean this rejection block out and start digging up for higher prices. No, I haven't seen Joey turn up. Once he hit his funded account, he left. He's on his own. I don't think he liked my style of digging around in the charts, and I was giving him way too much access to the channel anyway. He's got his own way of trading. he saw things that wasn't my main focus, so it kept taking me away. So I ended up just letting him run with the show too much. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna trust my stuff. I like what he's doing. He's found his niche. He's found his way. He likes to do it, and I think that's awesome. I encourage anyone to continue to explore that. So no, he popped in once or twice after, but he's gone off and done his own thing now, which is great. There's a 1 hour fair value gap as well. So we've got 3 more minutes. We'll look for we'll start digging down into this. Five-minute consolidation, run above a high, come all the way back down to the consolidation 5 minutes ago. That was a nice little return, nice little entry there, just before 10 o'clock though. We'll dig down into the 1 minute now. Let's start getting busy. Remember, our objective is for, you all agree that our upside objective is where we're going? Anybody, any naysayers that don't think the upside is our objective? We'll see if this guy we did have a consolidation. We ran up, ran down, ran back up. So if we see 50% of this give way and start coming back down, this could be a downward run versus an upward. So keep your eye on 50% of that leg that takes out that high. And I just go over here like this, Kevin. And we just go boop. And it gives me my 50% right there. So we're kind of looking right here, which is right in line with that breaker. Look at that, isn't that funny, huh? All right, so look at this. Do we get a reaction off of this and start to drive back down? So you can't marry your idea of upside if this is the, we've taken out a high, we've taken out a low, we have a consolidation, we've blown through the consolidation. So that 50% of the leg that took out the high is usually an area of sensitivity. So we'll see what happens there. We also have another new little consolidation starting here on the 5 minute or on the 1 minute. And we're about to hit the 10 o'clock open. So usually you want to run the high or the low. So if you've run the lows out already before 10 o'clock and you've run out the highs before 10 o'clock, I don't know. It's hard to pick a strong direction, right? So here's your 50%. The bodies of the candles respecting that. It's magic, hey? So now we pull back into consolidation, old high. There's a little tiny piece down in here, back into the order block. We do have these little 1 minute breaks in structure. Again, our objective is overall to go long. Unless people disagree with me, I'm short based on so far. Laura's still short, okay. So this is the short right here off this 50%. That's my short potential here. If we blow through this and get above this high, then it switches more to, well, even in this inversion here, if we get above this inversion, I'm reaching for those highs, and then it switches. Yeah, he definitely jumped around a lot I like to focus on 2 to 3 things, and that's that. Using stocks, futures, everything. Not my style. Yeah, he was in a particular stock. Which was it? Oh, he was in Walgreens. We really like Walgreens. It's a huge pharmaceutical distributor for sure. There, I was looking. My buddy was showing me one of their balance sheets, or their profit margins, billions of dollars. So Lori's short until he sees a long. So now we've broken that 50%. And we're into this fair value gap here. On the 1 minute. So now looking for a silver bullet entry. We got 14 seconds left, and don't tell me this is going to be the tiniest little silver bullet here. No, I'd say that's pretty. Michael doesn't give you a standard on what he thinks a silver bullet should be. You guys haven't heard him talk about that, have you? Like a silver bullet should be so many handles. No, I don't think he ever mentioned that. I'm 50-50 now. Okay. So this is the breaker we're digging into now, right? Now, if we rip all the way down into here, my eye goes right here. And that's still potential long for me. If we come into here. I'd have to lose the midpoint of this candle here to change my mind. But I do like this return to this 2-minute order block. Well, I guess it would be a breaker here. We ran above these highs here. Mean threshold. So 1 PD array at a time. So we've got 30 seconds or so. Mean threshold of that candle. He has said silver bullet 10 handles. Yeah, 10 handles to take. I'm just saying the size of the size of the silver bullet. And how many handles? Does he say 10 handles for the minimum size of a fair value gap? He has silver bullet 10 handles on NQ5 on ES. Oh, okay. Is that the objective, to aim for 10 handles or 5 handles, or that's the size of the silver bullet? It must be a minimum size of 5 handles or 10 handles. 85 to 87. So there's only 3 handles there. No. No size on fair value gap. Yeah, I didn't think it was. Just a fair value. That's it. Between 5 and... yeah, okay. Aiming for 16980. 980. I think short. It's Tuesday after all. Aiming for London's lows. Yeah, the objective is 5 to 10 handles. I can't. So back to this order block again here. So now we're between these two. You pull your fib tool on this, you'll see that we probably hit 50% of that range. Oops. Let me get this one down here. Nope, not quite yet. So if we got this small little range we created here, look for a bigger dig down. So that would be, let me just take this here and put that as a retracement. There's 50%, 62% puts us right on that, right inside this 2-minute breaker. So we're going to see if we get a reaction out of this here, or we're just going to pop off the 50. I'm still liking this area right here. Just short of 50 right now. So we validated that order block there by running below it. Come back up inside, eating that one, back to that little tiny guy up top there. The body's just run above that. So we can pop all the way up to here. Right to the edge, look at that, right to the edge of that regular trading hours gap. Just tag the edge of it. Back to the order block. Aiming short for 16.812. Through that guy. Where are we at? 10. $19 seconds. Oh crap, they did it again. I wanted that thing to pop up here and me decide. That's my silver bullet right there. Oh well, I'm in short. Crap, I'm gonna take that off of there. That instant trader. We dig into here now. That's my silver bullet long. And my stop loss will be down here. That's a lot of stop loss already. Dang. Right there is where your entry is. I'm long biased now. Good. Well, it seems you and me are the long ones now, Lori. So now I want to take a portion off of that rejection block, but I can't. It only gives me one. So I'm just going to move my stop loss. This is not how I recommend you trade, by the way. I'm going to move just below that. That I take a portion there, the rejection block. You know, how many times I've yacked about rejection blocks, but we do have that upside objective. So this might be the one you sit on for the day and finally reach that whole objective. And I'll explain again that rationale about this 50% of that leg that took out the highs, the lows. And if you break the 50% for me, and I don't know if this is a logical thing or not, but that high that is taken out, once you get a swing above, swing below, and then we come back into that range again, and you take out high and low. If you go past 50% of that range that takes out the first leg high, that was my indication that we're probably going to go more bullish. But we could just turn around right here, right at that high. So I would have moved my stop loss right to break even. Had I been able to pick that one instead of having that instant. I'm going to take that off now while I remember it. Settings, trading, instant orders, take that off of there. That gives you an opportunity to just set up your trade, which is what I was kind of hoping for. The AMD happened just now, redistribution higher now. Caught the long when 826 was to taken 826, 826. $8.26 was taken. $8.26. Did I get that right? Caught the long when 8.26 low was taken. Sorry, 8 o'clock. To me, that was the manipulation. Sorry, not 8. Like the 8:45 candle, you mean? Or this 9 o'clock, the 10 o'clock. $8.25. When that was taken, yeah. Well, that was the one where, that's when you look at if the high's taken, if you take out the highs, and then you take out the lows, you've got a run on both sides of the the liquidity, right? So for me, then it's either the top leg or the bottom leg, 50% of those. If you blow through 50% of that, there's a strong likelihood that you're going to continue to whatever side you just broke to. Would you have not got stopped out? And would you have not got stopped out? 10:04. No, 10:04. He's jumping around all over the. Okay, let's go to the 10:04 candle now. Right here, yes. Okay, so it broke that high, and now you're going. Okay, I got you now, Lori. Now, I don't want it to come back and revisit me, so I'm going to come back to the bottom of the order block there, modify it, and that's better. Last night I was looking at the Thursday 12:30 fair value gap and today's 6:45 fair value gap, both being respected 16,980. Oh, we're about to get your 16,980, my friend. Here she comes. I want to make this a zero stress trade just because I'll keep watching over here, chat with people. I'm not looking at my screen, so I'm moving 80 bucks into profit. We'll just see how it goes from here. So I want to see this. It could still come down and take me out. See that order block holding. And that breaker right there holding. It's pretty big, so I'm inside the breaker. I may have pulled it up a little too soon. Can you please explain that setup? Michael, I don't think Michael's really talked about the setup I just talked about. This was more of something I was looking at in terms of there's a price leg up that takes out a high. If you break down below it, below the low, and then you come back into either the consolidation or the 50% of the leg that takes out the high, then you can get short. And if you blow through that 50%, there's a strong likelihood that you're going to continue to the upside. That's what I went with there. That was my indication. That may have been more luck than anything else, but that was my rationale for it. I was talking about it while it was happening. About 50% was the key area. If it was short from there, then I was embracing Lauriston's idea of a short. That was my key level that I looked for there, being the go no go zone. That's the line in the sand for a short for me. If we stay under it and drive back down, again clearing out fair value gaps or inversion fair value gaps along the way, finding support, then the low is where I would go. But that was my line in the sand for the indication to go along. That, for whatever explanation, you may not be your trading thing, and it may not be a valid one that you use all the time. But anyway, that was my rationale for doing the trade. And the fair value gap, silver bullet lined up there after the fact, and my entry was a little early because I wanted to get down in here because I have my instant trade on. I was just loading it up so I can get ready for the trade back into that fair value gap. My instant trade was on, so I got in a little sooner than I wanted. Last night, so Robert, good call. Look at that, right up to your nice precise call there, Robert. Beautiful. 980. You got your fair value gap right there. And you're looking at that on, let's have a look where you're seeing that one. There's the equal highs right now. So we have a little fair value gap up here at, see this one sitting on the 1 hour chart. I'm going to draw this one in here so you can see it. Right there, I'm going to call that the 1 hour fair value gap. Not a 1 week. This is a problem when you're using your fingers on a touchpad. 1 hour fair value gap. And there we go. So we're into the mean threshold of that already. We just drove up in there. So I want to see that continue to push through because we're looking for this stuff up here. So we're into this breaker. There's a swing below a low. We're into this order block here. In the hourly. Overall parent breaker of that long run down. So we're hitting the edge of the 4 hour fair value gap. I want to see it blow right through here. Yes. Lauriston's like, yes, we're home. Killing it. Yeah, we're doing good. 1,100 bucks. Let me get back down into the dirt. So we're looking for that mean threshold above us to break. We need that one to break. Price. Skype. Lauriston started a call. Join Breakfast Club. Oh, he's on the old Skypity Skype here. Stand by. Oh, let me close it out there. Okay, we got that cleared. Nice. All right. Let me just catch up to what people are saying here. Can you please explain that? I just did. So yes, yes, yes. Me, Ferber. Yeah. Who did you want to explain that, Ferber? Is that Lauriston, or did you want me to explain? Andreas, welcome, man. Could you please repeat that? I think would have to wait. It returned to the 5-minute. Bullish breaker, missed the long entry. Darren, can you check the 1 second chart? The 1 second chart. Okay. I've never done a 1 second chart. Let's have a look at a 1 second chart, shall we? Oh, interesting. Okay. Order block. Going to get through here. Got order block here. Laura, you're going to kill me with this 1 second shot. That is his puppy's moving. I love it. So now we're breaking that there. I like that. Come back, find some support at it. Yeah. Inside to here. Holy cow, you're going to be quick on this. Yes, found support at the breaker. Order block now. Find some support here. Nope, through it. It's got this imbalance down here. Tagged it. move away from it, through it, mean threshold, holding, through it, downside. Oh my God. Okay, so this looks like a continuation on the 1 second chart. So far we've got bearishness. Wow. I wouldn't even know where to. There's that huge range here. If we're working back into 50% of that range, I'm only going to do this for a short little time because there's 50% of the range. 50% is here. Optimum trade entries right there. 75% of that range will be back down there. So now we're working the 50% above order block, break above consolidation, continuation on the upside. You want to break this guy here. Lori, how could you stay down here, man? You could tell you're adrenaline junkie for the fire department. I feel this. I feel the rush coming right now. Watching this, thinking, okay, I gotta act super fast here. I like it. I don't know if I'd want to be trying to teach people on this level or try to share this stuff with these people, but I can see it happening. But holy smokes, this will really get you tuned in on the 1 second chart. Good. So we've still got further upside. Thanks for that, Lori. Give me a little rush. Let's get back to this long drawn out 1 minute chart. Andreas, are you clear on what it was? I don't know if it was me or Lauriston that you were looking for explanation there. Can you check the 1 second chart? A good explanation there on 15-minute. Don't understand why you can't. You can take partials. You can't take partials. I can't take partials because they won't. These are like 1 lots, and the minimum you can take off is 1 lot. You can't take off a little partial on that. At least I don't think you can. Stand by. Let me get back into my. Did I get taken out already? Why is my... Oh no, we're still there. Let me try and do a partial here. Let's... right off the top of this guy here. So how do you close out a partial? Stand by. Reverse close position. I don't want to close position. I don't even know how to take out a partial. I'm used to just clicking in an MT5 down here and then closing out partial positions. You guys will have to tell me how to close out a partial position. I thought it was just, oh wait. Usually it would pop up over here and I could close out a partial on that side, right? Don't understand why you can't take out partials. I think same structure is formed on gold, but it's not going up. You only bought 1 contract and can't close less than 1 contract. Yeah. Could you please repeat why did you take the trade? Had audio problem. Okay, I'll be right there. I'll answer your question again in a second, Mark. Ryan Andres. Lauriston 1008 was asking to check the 1 second and after the 1008 was taken. I think it was you he was asking. I think you should close the trade, buy side is taken, then potentially take out. I'm still kind of heading for that objectives up here, Lauriston. This is the fact that we've closed right on that, opened on it, and continue up. There's definitely a chance that we're going to get a fair value gap form here, and then the next hour or the next 15 minutes dip down and then a run up into here. So I guess I could close out a partial there. I'll see if I can close it. Oh yes, partial. Now let's see if I can do partial. Limit of 1, see, of unit 1. So if I go 0, let's go 0.5. Invalid. See, it won't let me do it. So no partials for me. No partials for you. No partial soup for you. So let me explain what I did there, Andreas, so you get an idea. Consolidation, you see here before, or right from 8:30 open, there was a consolidation. Then we ran above the highs. We took out the highs. Then we ran down to the lows. Now usually when you see a high get taken out, and then if we get a low taken out before 10 o'clock, so usually that would be the objective, was to say, okay, I just want the low to get taken out. It usually waits before 10, sweeps the 10, and then goes back up. If we get it taken out beforehand, like if you want to go short, let's say you wanted to come back to here and go short, you would hopefully you'd see a high get taken out at 10 and then the reversal happen. If the low gets taken out before 10, then I think Michael, I vaguely remember back when Michael was doing this years ago, if you get taken out before a news release or before 10 o'clock, then it's less likely that you'll continue it on the downside, that it's just a stop run. So anyway, you went low, a high, then you went low. So usually the rule is if we come back now into a consolidation, sorry, not consolidation, a fair value gap, anywhere inside that leg that ran all the way down, you should usually get short there. Now that that fair value gap is usually in line with a breaker down here or the edge of a pool of consolidation. And if it's not, then I look at the leg that took out the high and I take 50% of that leg, and that 50%, which was right here when it was happening at 10 o'clock, we hadn't taken out a high or low. Now we're in the middle, so I'm looking for a fair value gap to form for the silver bullet, and I'm looking at 50% of that leg that took out the high before 10 and this 50% of this leg. So if we take this 50% out first, then I'm going long. If we just come up to 50% reversed on it, then I'm short. So that price leg there was the one that took out the high before 10 o'clock. That's the one I'm interested in right there. And we broke 50% of it. So as soon as we broke 50%, look for that silver bullet entry to confirm my higher objective. The objective for the day was always higher anyway for me. This is why I was asking people right at the beginning, what do you all think? Are you all agreeing with me with a higher run? And I think some of you were saying, yeah. But Lori, I agree with Lori's idea here for a short. This was still non-confirmed. We still had this breaker here that hadn't been broken for a continuation on the short going down. So you could have played that in both directions. My only rule was if we break 50% of the leg, then there's a higher probability for me that it's going to go up. That was my reason for it anyway. I'm getting out of that now. I'll take the 1200. This is the shenanigans at this time. This is the Judas rundown now. I want to see this come down into here, and I'll go long on that again. It might be too late. It's 36 already. This is the 36 dip, that little Judas thing I was telling you guys about. After the bottom of the hour, you'll get that first 6 minutes, 6 to 7, 6 to 8 minutes of run in the opposite direction, kind of give you this false sense that we're on a return down, and then a reversal. Did you understand that, Andreas, or did I get too wordy on that? You can't take partials on contract as a minimum yet. Then just trade 2, and then you should be okay. Yeah, just trade more contracts. No, this is a demo account. My live account is back in Canada on my other computer. Get this out of here. If we come back to this old high here, these equal highs, I'll go along there again. But this might be that little swing I was just telling you about, swing down and then run back up. And if that happens, then look for a further upside. If we break to the upside, come back down and tag it, I'll get long there again too. It was clear. Okay, good. Sorry, D, I had to leave after I hit 16,980. Did I miss anything? 980. Nope, we're consolidating right now. We're just in a little dip down in that first. So that's the thing I want you guys to kind of focus on for. No, it sounds like I'm telling you what to do. No, you guys can just kind of take note of that thing then. When I was talking about at the bottom end of the hour, look for that little dip down into the first 6 minutes of the bottom end of the hour. It's like a Judas swing that occurs. Go back through your charts. You'll notice at 36. See this run down into 36, 35, 36, and then we have a reversal. So it gives you that false sense that we're going to go up, go back down, go back up. Now sometimes when it's super bullish, you might just see one down candle in a big run going up. Like that might be a 36 candle right there, a 36-minute candle right there. See, we got further upside now. Now if we come back into here, this is when you go, why didn't you leave your trade on then? Because I wasn't sure how far it would come back. I was getting a little greedy, hoping it would come back into here. But it was at 6 minutes already. I thought, yeah, it's probably run its course right there. And we're getting close to 11 o'clock. And this is our runs up into our area we're asking for, isn't it? I'll just take the 1100 and I'll just verbalize this one then. So look for a return to here, consolidation, and then a run up into the rest of our objective. Then a pullback into the range between 10 and 11. I like these old highs back here. if we get a run back into here, which is in the consequent encroachment of the gap that was created during the regular trading hours, if we get a dip back into here, look for these old highs here, that breaker that takes out these lows. If we get a retracement back into that breaker for further upside, if we don't take these highs out. It feels like I never can learn it. Furby, you are not alone, my friend. If my wife was awake right now, she'd be telling you the same thing. She'd be like, that's what, I don't know how many times, how many thousands of times I've heard Darren going, I don't get it. I'm never going to get this. This is painful. It's painful. But you got to stick, you got to put, if you're like me, you got to put thousands of hours. Like I've put thousands of hours staring at these charts, and I stare right here. And I think I've mentioned this to you guys before. If not, if you're new and you haven't, my practicing technique is when I'm on my days off, or I'm just sitting in a, you're sitting in a store, your wife's trying on clothes, you're that guy that sits out in the area of the store on a chair. You're that guy, that guy I'm talking about. You're sitting in the chair and you pull out your phone and you start to trade. This is pretty much what I'll do. Is I'll scroll back to any weird and wonderful, wacky kind of moment, and then I'll go by one candle at a time, and that's how I'll practice. If it's like on a weekend and you're out supporting shopping and you're doing the guy thing, and I click for the one candle at a time, and I pretend like, what decision would I make now? What decision would I make now based on this? And then I put the sticks out there. I think I've mentioned this before. I'll put these lines out there. That's my enter. I'll put a color line, like a blue line for a go, or you guys can use red and green. Put your sticks out there. Put your chart saying that's my entry. It's going to be here. I'm going to aim for here. So put a stick up there, and then put your stop loss stick down here, and then click through it one by one and practice each one of those candles. Where do I expect price to go? I expect it to come here. If it's going really quickly, then I'm just going to click through a couple of candles and make sure it gets there. And if it gets there, great. Now I'll look at the range I'm in, and then I'll look for specific order blocks, and I'll do the same thing over and over. And that's how I practice. It's no different than I was in paramedic school and I'm making thousands of cue cards with one bit of information on it. I'd test myself. I'd flip over the answer, it'd be on the other side. I'd make games with the cards. I'd lay it out on the floor while I'm waiting for the class to open, and I'd move my cards around, and I'd have to build a puzzle based on what a visual thing. I try every technique I could to try and learn this stuff, and this is the same thing I'll do with this. I'll just sit there one candle at a time, and I'll practice, which is what we're doing here on the 1 minute chart. When we're doing this stuff, like Lauriston, when he gets down at the 1 second chart, that's practice, man. When you watch it that fast and you're looking at these ranges and stuff, it's crazy. But that's how you're going to get better at it. Don't give up, my friend. Don't give up. Anything worth anything for you should never come that easy. That it's literally all about practice. I think Bruce Lee said it when he said, I would rather attack a man who's done 10,000 techniques than one man who has practiced one technique 10,000 times. So you got to practice this over and over and over again. Get your head in these charts. Like it's exactly what we're doing. We're getting our head in the charts, and we're just watching every single candle. This is what Cody likes to do, right? You look at each candle and look at how it reacts off of each and every candle. What range are we in? What candles? You'll see me say, we're between this candle and this candle now. Well, that's what we're looking for. Now we need to break out of that. We've run out of PD arrays, so we got to break out of that. We're looking for a return back to the highs here. Look at that. We got the high right. Did we get it? Yep, right there. So if you hit the high, that's where I would say I would get in and go long. You go long there. So you got to practice. Look at this range here. Take that range from there to there, and you're looking for, if we do end up running this or not running that, we come back below this mean threshold, what PD array am I reaching for? That's 50%, 62%, optimum trade entry, whatever. What PD array sits inside that little range that tells me that I have a higher potential to come back to it. We didn't. We came back to the consolidation high, which is, again, same thing happens on the 1 hour, 1 day chart. Consolidation, break above it. We will do the false Judas swing down. That's your 30 minute to 36 minute. You'll see that little Judas swing. Consolidation, it lines up perfectly with time and price, and to price acting and behaving according to what we've been taught through Michael. Consolidation, breakdown, break above, return back to consolidation, and away you go. Now, if you understand time and price, you start to expect this kind of stuff to happen. So as I was calling it here, 36, I was telling you that was the place for it to turn. Then I'd like to see it go up, come back, tag it. Well, it's done exactly just that. But you'll get it, Ferber. Don't give up, man. You keep coming here every day. You keep coming here every day. And it will slowly start to, one day you'll go, oh yeah, okay, I see what you're doing. I see it. And then you'll see the bigger picture over and over again. And you see me down in the 1 minute, but this is no different than looking at a daily chart. If this was the daily and you were here and this was Monday, or that ended on a Friday, you say, well, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday reversal, we should see a return to here. Then I'm going to get long from Thursday on, right? And now you've got 3 days of upside. Or at least you'd say, well, I would be aiming for that old high right there. Whatever your training setup is going to be. I'm just talking now just to try and kill time here. So look at this price leg. See this one here? Take your tool now. The extension that took out the low, look for this. Watch this. If I go here to here, and then I hit my trusty little, oops. I go here to here, and then I go my little template on my projections. There's 2. Is that 2? No, 2's right here. So look at 2, and then look at 2.5. Those are 2. So that's 1 standard deviation. I call it 2 because it's 2 from the low. So it's 1 leg, 2, 2.5. So Derek's really good at this 2.2 to 2.5 price leg run. So look at the leg that took out the low, because now we've guaranteed we're going higher. So we broke that high, right? Pull your fib tool on the leg that takes out the low, extend it up, look for the 2 to 2.5. Be great objectives to kind of reach for. And if you leave a piece on for 3, would be probably an old high there. Yeah, that'll be above our objectives for the day. But that lines up with our 2 to 2.5 would definitely take out. 2.5 will bring us to the top of our fair value gap. I'm starting to get cold now. Hang on a second. I'm in California and I'm getting cold. Canadian's getting cold. Let me put my sweater on. I'll be right back. I'm just going to walk across my hotel room floor here. Okay, I got a sweater on now. Let me catch up to what some of you are saying here. Thank you, Claire. Sorry to delete after I hit that. It feels like I can't get it. Forever think. Feel all of us feel the point. 1756 next. 1756. 1756. Oh, you're looking for the mean threshold. Sorry, the consequent encroachment there. Got it. Lambo, how's it going? Good morning. Banging ahead on the new week opening gap. Morning, Darren. Mr. T, what up, buddy? Mr. T. Lorston went long at the breaker. Next target is 1756, yes. Demo though, I'm done. Live for the day. Good for you, buddy. What helps improve your edge is fully understanding liquidity. Yeah. Yep. Where's the pools of liquidity? Where do they sit? What's the logical area? Getting your daily bias. Really, that's half the battle, right? Yeah. If you're picking the right direction, that's half your battle has been won. So you look for a narrative that supports that. If at any point your narrative changes, like if you're wrong, like if I was going long here on that 50% leg, the moment it broke it, and then all of a sudden it rolled over and came all the way back down, broke that low, came back to it, then my narrative changes. And you can't marry your trade clearly. You got to be flexible enough to catch that. And if you take a loss, you take a loss. Like Michael says, it's not a loss. It's just feedback. You weren't wrong. You got feedback on the direction you've chosen is contrary to where you would like to make money. Just rethink it and say, all right, well, let's just change the direction. Look for confirmation that that new direction is the direction you're going. Put another trade on, or wait to the next day, whatever your personality is like. Derek, sorry I haven't provided anything this morning. I have to chill out and get some other things done today before our trip to California. Yeah, man, that's fine. That's fine. We love you, Derek, man. We're all the best. Do what you got to do. Family first, man. Family first. Unfortunately, I won't be able to join live because I have to go geological field work for 2 weeks from the 18th of January. I'll miss all of it. Well, if you get a moment, pop in, watch the videos at nighttime. If you get an opportunity, unless you don't have any internet available to you out there. Definitely, I wouldn't waste my time on my videos. Definitely go into Michael's stuff. Watch his videos on YouTube. He's got that new channel now for private mentorship. He's got over 1 million people in there already, and he put it up 22 hours ago or something. So go to his private mentorship there, and he's pretty much put everything in there that start to finish what you need. And I'm going to direct everybody to that specific place. And if anybody's watching this video after the fact, I recommend you go there and see his private mentorship. It's basically you sign up for his YouTube, it's free, and you have access to everything that you need to know to learn the markets. So I highly recommend you go there. Do not go paying for it from these yahoos that are trying to sell you something. They're all trying to sell you something. Well, they're all trying to sell you what they know about Michael's stuff. Go to the horse. Get it from the horse's mouth. Go see Michael, and you'll see that's the guy you want. It boggles my mind. Why would you want to waste time? It's like if I said, well, I'm going to sell you a course on Michael's stuff, and he's on here showing you this stuff. It's like, why would I go to you? Then I can go to the guy who invented it. You're absolutely right. I don't know how people could even try to sell their idea to somebody else. Like, you're just trying to sell Michael's work. You're ripping him off, man. Like, it's great that you know it. Share it. That's what he's sharing with everybody. Well, you share it for free. If you make money at it, if it's so good and you make money at it, then you make money at it. You help people along the way, and they get to make money at it. How much you've gained something that's invaluable. Nah, I'm preaching. I'm on my soapbox, guys. I'm on my soapbox. We know where we're going right now, or what our objective is, so I'm on my soapbox for a bit. So yeah, if you know the stuff, then share it. Why should you get paid for stuff that you put the time and effort in to learn from Michael? Then teach somebody else. They don't have to. If you want to make money at it, make money off of what you know, not what you want to teach somebody else. To me, it's incumbent upon us to pass that on. You'll die, you'll take it with you. Why, you get to hoard all your knowledge? What a shame, what a waste. Like I say, I don't get it right every time. So take what I say with a grain of salt, or a whole salt shaker if you want. I'll try to give you my logic behind my entries, and if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. I'm okay to admit I'm wrong, and it's demo anyway. You shouldn't be trading live, and you certainly shouldn't be taking my advice to trade live. You do your own thing. Okay. Mr. T, you're talking about his YouTube, right? Yeah, he's got that YouTube channel on for sure. There's Model 5 you put like 2 days ago. Yeah. We should probably do that as an experiment. Every time he puts a new model up here, we spend the day trying to find the model set up. We all kind of practice it together. Oh, we're digging into this consolidation. The leg, 50%, return to the old high. Do we find some support right in here? Nope. We'll see where it closes. Got 24 seconds, see where that closes. Right into the rejection. Nope. Now where we close here will tell us whether or not we have a breaking structure. 1733. Remember I was telling you 11 o'clock, the retracement back into that range. Look at that. 11 o'clock. Retracement back into the range created between 9 and 10. It's also my 17 candle, 18 candle. I'll tell you about my 17, 18 reversal candles. And that's all based on MT5. I have to try and switch this over and try and fit it to the... Anyway, 11 o'clock would be... $18 candle reversal. 17, 17, make a high, 18 reversal, 19 reversal. So we're looking for a dip down into 50% or more of that range. So let me take this. There's 50% right there. 50% of the range here, back into that rejection block. Rewind it, you'll hear me talking about returning into this regular trading hours gap. I still don't think we're done going up. We're back to this breaker. Consolidation, 50%. This is the same thing we were talking about earlier. Consolidation, run above, come back down. Consolidation or 50% of the leg that takes out the consolidation. If we lose 50% of that now, continue upside. If we have this is what I was talking about. If you've just listened to what I was talking about earlier, you'll hear exactly what I'm going to repeat here now. So consolidation, breakout, come back, look for the 50% of the leg. If the consolidation, remember I was mentioning, if we get a fair value gap sitting in here with the consolidation a little higher, we just worry about the consolidation of the fair value gap like this. Fair value gap, fair value gap, consolidation. Return to fair value gap, consolidation. Get lower. This setup was what I was talking about over here. And now if we break 50% of that, and there was no fair value gap there, then the 50% of that price leg that went up is what I was looking for to go long. So now here is a potential for the setup to go short. Consolidation, price leg up. Instead of getting to 50%, consolidation. 50% of the consolidation is your key, and then 50% of the leg is your line in the sand. Again, Ferber, if you're listening to this, you're like, what the hell are you talking about? It'll just keep studying his material over and over, get in here every day, and watch how we trade it. And over time, it will slowly become clear. Ask lots of questions. I have no problem trying to help you out. And if I'm way out and you totally don't agree with me, be respectful and say, I don't agree with you. I see this. I go, okay, explain it, and we can all learn from it. I could be completely talking out of my butt cheeks. What do I know? You're talking about YouTube, right? There is a Model 5. I agree with you, D, especially after watching the last video. Really like your style of trading. Thanks, Robert. Appreciate that. Lambo. People are lazy and want to shortcut. I think people, yeah, lazy is a word we could use, I suppose, but to be more positive about it, I think people I kind of look at it like their people's dreams overrun their desire to do the work. You see how simple it is. Some people make it look really simple, and you see the dreams, the goals, the money, the significance, as it were. And that tends to override, well, now you've got to put the work in. And you can't barter with life for a penny, because that'll pay you. There's a poem. I'm back to my poems again. I think I read that poem to you, didn't I? I bartered with life for a penny, and life would pay no more. However, in the evening when I counted my scanty store, I bartered with life for a penny, because that's all life would ask. That once you set the wages, while you must bear the task. I bartered with life for the penny. However, in dismay, I can't remember how that all goes. But anyway, You barter for life with a pet for a penny. That's exactly what it'll pay you. But when you want more, you'll set the task, and the task is hard work. And life will pay you what you ask for. If you're looking for riches, you're looking for significance, you're looking for whatever it is that you're looking for in life, the moment you set that dream, you also set the tasks that you need to accomplish in order to get that. And I didn't get here because I did it watching one video or two videos. I watched everything Michael had to offer. I bought it. I got in here and I stuck thousands of dollars of my own money in when I shouldn't have. And I spent thousands, and that's not an exaggeration, thousands of hours watching these charts, minute by minute, digging it. I've tried building bots around this. You really want to try and analyze how markets work? Build a bot. And I knew nothing about bot building. Zero. I knew as much about bot building as I knew about trading back then. I had to learn how to do all this fancy coding and stuff. Not that I could write the code, but you go into a FX Dreama and build bots on what you see. Then you really have to break it down into what am I looking at? What step am I taking? How do I codify that? And I did that all in the bot building stuff I did in the last 2 years. But the other stuff's been the last 6, 7 years, I guess. Darren, do you have the link to Michael? Do you have the link to Michael? Michael's right here. Join the private mentorship for free. This is it right here. 1.2 million subscribers. And he put this up here. I thought this was like just over a day ago or something like that. So he'll explain in 44 minutes what the whole thing's about. So I would recommend you go here, join the private ICT membership for free, and he'll kind of tell you start here, go here, look at this, and he's got all kind of blocked out
playlist. The 2022 ICT.
So he's got his whole playlists and everything is all in here. So don't go buying it. Go here. Go here. This is the place. That's the guy you want to learn from. Then you come back in here to this community, and we're all going to just play with it and have fun, have some laughs along the way. Don't take life too seriously, and we're going to try and implement everything that we're learning from Michael. So that's the thing there. Look up YouTube and put join the ICT private mentorship, type that whole thing in there, and you'll find it. Or I could just go like this, I suppose. I go right clickety click, copy. I'll go back to my content, and I go, where's our live channel? And then I'll put it in here. And I'll click there, and I'll paste it. And then you guys can have it. There you go. There's the link. That's the link to Michael's stuff. So we'll close that out, get back to our regularly scheduled program. Trading views on fire, Darren. Let's look at this. And it's still doing that rocking back and forth, eh? Highs, lows. We just took out the low from yesterday. What's Dixie up to? 1 hour Dixie. Sideways. We're looking for it to return back to this, the bottom of the fair value gap. Right there. That high. There's a return to this low. Pull back down that order block. We're dipping into the order block. Man, do you see what we're between here right now, you guys? And this is the 1 hour chart, so you got to see how this plays out now. That mean threshold right there, that order block, mean threshold, is the middle of the candle, open to close. Mean threshold, that is the line in the sand. If we close below that, we're looking to take the lows out here and head down to the lower objective. And we have this candle here is now valid. We've now wicked through it. So I'd like to see a body close below it. Then we look back at the wick, the open, and the mean threshold of that candle. So you're between this one and this one right now. What do you trade? We're not in this one yet because we have not broken the high of it yet. So that one's not valid for me. I just like this high, open, and mean threshold. And we have this guy here is valid. And when we get below it, so you're looking at mean threshold here. If we close below that, we're looking to keep it running up a little higher, I think. Lorston's bearish now. Let me have a look what we got here. Yeah. So price leg up. We break down below it. We take out this. We come back to this, or we take out the low, breaking structure to the downside, fair value gap, returning up inside that fair value gap, also the mean threshold. If you take this candle here and we extend this all the way out, make it a little bit bigger here so you get to see a little clearer. Look at the mean threshold of, consequent encroachment of this. Didn't quite hit it. Okay, good to know. We didn't hit the mean threshold of this SIBI, or the consequent encroachment, sorry. I keep saying mean threshold. It's actually called the consequent encroachment inside of a fair value gap. Now let me go over here and just see this consolidation and draw this all the way out to here and have a look. I want to show you something. I'm just going to go template, equilibrium. From that low to that high, see the 50%? We're inside this consolidation. We hit it. We did not break the 50%, which is also consolidation. Also inside that SIBI. So yeah, I like the downside. So we're into the downside. You take this low out. Once you take that low out, which is right there, we're turned back into this breaker. Now I'm stuck between breaker. So I'm not quite sure whether I'm bullish or bearish right now. Hang on. Yeah. So we've got this, we've come back to this breaker. So if we find support here and we get above this candle's high or mean threshold, if we start getting back into this, then I'm looking at this as an inversion. Well, this would be an inversion the moment we get above it. But that candle is my line in the sand right now because we've got this breaker that was just hit. So yeah, we could go short as long as you're taking that low out for a quick snipe. And then I'm neutral until this. If we break, like now we're breaking that mean threshold right here. Now I'm starting to turn bullish again, just because we've broken that high and we've had a body close above it. So if we have a return back into this here, the potential is to run for the next objective for a quick snipe here to here. And for those of you who want to know how many pips that is, that's 86 all the way up to 12. So you're looking at almost 30 handles. So body up there, we've just come back to it right. Jesus, I don't know why I'm squinting my eyes here. We have technology that makes me go like this. So now we've broken a structure here with a body candle. I like that. I want to see that stay open now. And we're at the 17, 16, 17 candle. I like this. This would be a great time to get short or go long right here. I think it's going to hit 50% and head down for the PM session. Yeah, I don't know about PM session just yet. I have no idea. So here's our return to. I'm going to go long in here. I'll just go long right off the top of that. I'm just going to take a quick objective right here. I want to see this stay open here now. I'll put a stop loss down just below here. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'll just take 180 out of that, 380 out of that. Long entry of the 5-minute push breaker. If it closes above 50%, I've been long biased. Above 50% of this range you're talking about, yeah. I just looked at this breaker here. We ran below that low. We took out that low already with this breaker. We've traded up, break structure to the upside with a bull candle that is a body above. Return to the breaker, and you know we could come all the way down to a 2-minute breaker all the way down into here. So not a fun. It'll take me out for sure. So that's the last little dip I want to see in there. I want to see it go back in there again. What time are we looking at? 21. So look for 27 now. Mr. T, 1 second chart scalps. This is where I said I go. I wish I had my my live account down here. Just collected Monopoly money right now. Bing! Yay! That's a nice haul today. So again, looking for this breaker up here now. We're into the wiki. Till we get reaction off of that. There. Just because some of these trades are working doesn't mean to say I'm always right. I'll just look at that. That was my narrative. We have, again, the narrative was we took out a low. We swept the lows here. Then we went back to take the high. So you take the high, that becomes the breaker. Trade back to the breaker. Inside a fair value gap, those are money makers. Breakers inside fair value gaps are big hauls. And I just wanted to quick fill that fair value gap on a premium because we were right near the, if you're looking at that range there, we're pretty close to a 50% already, right? I think it was what Lauriston was looking for was the 50% of that range. Yeah, see how we broke 50% of the range, came back to 50% of the range right there on the money, and then peeled away. So 50% breaker inside a fair value gap, breaking a break, multiple. I'm just building my narrative, that's all. I'm just trying to convince myself I took a right trade. But that was my thought process. So now we've got order block, trade back to the order block here, inside the wick. Fair value gap forming again, come back, fill the fair value gap, continue on the upside. You want to see that giveaway now. And our rest of our objective for the days, you want it to get hit. You can see where my weakness is my failure to want to hold things for a longer term. I tend to get in and out pretty quick. But this is now building structure. You want to see a propulsion candle get on the outside of that, like here. We have a body break above it, propulsion candle forms, run back up, come back to the propulsion, offset again inside a fair value gap. And we still got a couple more minutes, and then we have the top of the hour shenanigans starting to happen. So if we push through in the next 5 to 10 minutes for this high, look for the high to happen, and then the 30 to 36 shenanigans to start happening again. Look for those key areas I was telling you about in terms of time and why they are. Time plays an important role for when you look at time, price, and the PD arrays that Michael teaches. You'll see some things lining up pretty sweetly. Oh, sorry, close 1 second chart higher. NASDAQ, boom. 1734 should be ran here. Scaled 3 off. I scared 3 off. Scaled 3 off. 2 running. Break even. I'm long now. Good man, Lori. Good man. So look at this here now. We want this body. A body to trade above this. And we do. Just like we've closed above. This is one of those ones that's going to play around in here for a bit. We may come back, revisit this guy here. Look at the range that we've created here. It's quite feasible that we could come back into these old highs one more time, or run out those lows to take a discount range before pushing up above these old highs here. But for now, just keep looking at your order blocks, where you are in relationship to the next order block, and where are you inside that range. Might come down to 16,920 to 30s before up again. Oh, you think it might take out these equal lows here? Well, if we close below that, now we have a break-in structure to the downside, so then it's hard to call an upside run after sweeping these. After you've swept that low multiple times now, you've taken this low, taken that low, to come all the way back down here just to take that low to go back up again. I'd have to look for multiple confluences, like losing this fair value gap, making it become inversion now, this one becoming inversion. You'd have to turn these into inversion fair value gaps, and have to break the mean threshold of that candle to get me thinking that we're going to return all the way back down there. Not that you're wrong, not that I'm just looking at that narrative that you just gave there, Robert, and I'm thinking that's an interesting. So I'm just kind of explaining what I'd have to see in order to build or to go with that narrative. I'd have to see these things happening, and you may see those same things happening as well. But you've got to lose this baby here now, because now that's become our inversion. Now that we've closed above it, this now becomes our inversion, and these two guys sit right inside that guy. So yeah, you might have a good point there, Robert. We'd have to blow through that candle here, though. Order block, propulsion candle. Now you're in that guy and that guy. Or those guys are all inside that dude. I want to see this guy kind of give way here. That's the wick. See how it touches it? Bang, you get a reaction off of it. Tell me that's not a freaking mathematical algorithm. That's just like electricity. It touches it, it reacts off of it, right? Gets shocked, comes back. Put your finger in the cookie jar again. Now you want to run through it. At the body. Yes. Mean threshold. React off of it. Come back down now to another PD ray on the 1 second chart. Now push through. $63.50 line in the sand for me. $63.50. $63.50. So you're looking at in here. Mean threshold still holding. Open and close. What's the wick going to do? Is his body going to lift up some more? I think we're going to go up a little higher anyway. Remember I was telling you 27, 28, 27 is the turn. There's a swing point right there. 30, there's your reversal in 30. Now we got there's some shenanigans. So we may see this, and then we may see that, that false run up into this mean threshold here, and then the rollover and come back down again. Or we might just see an order block form at 36 and the continuation. There's the two scenarios I have for you. And there's multiple other scenarios that could happen. that's the two I'm thinking of. $94. Even, my bad there. I'm thinking 1750. I had the crosshairs on the wrong candle. Nothing worse than shooting at one of your decoy ducks, my friend. That duck looks so real, and it's not even moving. 11:29. It's playing possum. I didn't know possums only live for 3 years. And they're quite gentle creatures, believe it or not. They look vicious, but they're quite gentle. 11:29, candle comes at 11:19. Okay, I'm going to modify my little scenario here. We may get a dip down into here, back into here one more time before the run up. I'm just looking at time now. The shenanigans have begun. Watch time now. Start focusing on time and look at the PD arrays around specific times that I've already mentioned to you guys. And you'll start to look at your eye now. Not only will you start to look at candles and PD arrays and fair value gaps and blocks and all that other fun stuff, you'll also start to look at time and what PD array, what premium array am I looking for at a specific time. Time. I'm going to say it to you over and over and over again. It's crucial for making your decisions. It is not just some random happenstance. Michael has mentioned it. His Enigma algorithm is based on time. I guarantee you it's based on time. Here's 36. So the next minute or two, we'll see what happens. Look at this mean threshold right here. I'll put my crosshairs just off the side there, but I'll put a line on the. My wife's up, having a shower. Looks like we're going to be winding this up real quick. Now you want to see a kick off of here. The wick can do some damage here. See where the body's opened up. See how this candle ends up on the 37, 36, 37, right at the midpoint. I'd expect a turn to happen right around in here. Start running back up. So you see where the midpoint of that candle is. We'll see where that closes right now. 36 did make a high here, swing point here. So if we lose this mean threshold, again, look for, when we talked about all this 50%, look in here. My line in the sand is right there at 16,953-ish. If we lose that to the downside, then Robert's right. I see more of a potential run on these lows. Now, whether or not that's just a run on liquidity or an actual breaking structure to the downside, we yet to see. So we're digging into the optimum trade entry greater than 50%. Pull your fib tool from bottom to top here and look what your optimum trade entry is. Look for a close of that fair value gap now that we've got the consequent encroachment has been hit, and we're working through that. So take your quarters chart in there and you'll look at the 75, 50, 25. There's your 25 right there. Push through to fill it, or if it stays right there, freezes up on that little high there and leaves that little piece open, that wouldn't be the first time your fair value gap's left open for a run up above all this stuff here. This is that little 11, the bottom of the hour shenanigans that occurs. And now we can see that's just the run up from here. You want to lose the midpoint of this, otherwise this big down close candle before it runs above high, didn't break that high, but it ran above that little high right there. We come back inside it, fair value gap range, look for the midpoint right here. I'll move my crosshairs over a bit more so you can see. If we close below that, or we close above that, push up through. Here I'm trying to push my narrative now, hey? It could still turn on me. This is my line in the sand here where I'm trying to say, I'm trying to find ways to support my narrative for upside prices. I need to close above this candle. And it's landing right on it. So we're back into the midpoint of this candle, mean threshold. I'll let that sit right there, right. Scooby-Doo right there. Yeah. No, right there. Oh, we did. That's right. I did mention that, didn't I? 50% of the regular trading hours gap. 50%. I forgot about that. That was a while ago, yeah. Now I want to see it close above here, though. If I want to get bullish, I want to see it go above there. If it holds on that, then we have one more little dip down into the optimum trade entry for this thing. What is the fib tool? Let's pull the fib on that one, just out of curiosity. I want to see where we're sitting on that. Ah, crap. Tell you gotta have a mouse. These things with fingers, pulling your fingers across your little touchpad here. 50%, we're just short of 50%. All right, so we've got further dig down into the discount array. So that was the line in the sand for me. I had to get above that to stay bullish. And it literally came up and tagged the line I had sitting there. And we remain bearish. It did not close above. Okay, so finish the rest of the fair value gap off. We just hit the 50% right there. Pink. Is that all we need? Or we want to dip down? That would be the little dip down below the 50%, fill the fair value gap, and then run back up. We're at 40, so 45. The next minute or so. See how we came back to the order block, broke below it, came back up to it. Do we continue down now, or do we break above this candle's high? So if we continue to break down, this candle becomes important the moment we get below it. Now we got this candle's body, mean threshold. Then we're back to the narrative of we need to close above that high. And 50% was all we needed to retrace in that little range there. We are trading the NASDAQ, my friend. Have a nice sleep. You're new. You're new to the Breakfast Club. Welcome. That's an interesting moniker you got there. Have a nice sleep. That'd be a great moniker for a bouncer. Have a nice sleep. Whoosh. Yeah, we're trading NASDAQ here, kind of bouncing around, and we're in a 1 minute chart. If you stick around, I already got a nickname for you. I tend to give people nicknames. Stick around. I've got your nickname. It's not to be mean at all. And then it'll bring back some more. I'm going to call you Napster, the Napster. Remember Napster? Back in the day? When was that? Back in the 90s? Napster was around, and the original music download place that you could go to was Napster. Your master trading has Mr. T, he has his, and Have a Nice Sleep is going to be Napster. It's going to be like a Maverick and Goose. If you stick around, Have a Nice Sleep, you're going to be Napster. Caro is Lambo. I call him Lambo for short. I don't know. If any of these names bother you, I won't call them to you. I'm not out to offend anybody. So again, we're looking for, see how we return to the body here. Now, there's a little fair value gap formed there now. We're getting close. We're digging down into a deeper array now, 62%. 70% puts us right on here. Nothing major, but 79% puts us right on our line in the sand. So your 79% retracement. I don't like that color. I can't see that color very well. Let me play with that for a bit. 79 is not that color. Let's pick a different color. A darker color. And 23%, I don't like 23. 75, I like 75, big and bold. 25, we'll put that as, that looks like it could be a red color maybe. We'll put that as black. I'll put that one as wait. Okay. You can see it a little cleaner now. Caro's Lambo. I like it, fam. I'm hoping that means family. Okay, so let's see how we had that little fair value gap forming in here. We came back up inside it, reacted off of it, back down to the rejection, right off the rejection. Now we're just kind of waffling around in between these. Downside, that's our line in the sand. Robert, you might actually get a good call there. See how we're eating through these fair value gaps we mentioned for to build that narrative that we were talking about when you were mentioning that we could reach all the way back down into here. And I was like, I'm not sure. I'd have to have this taken out with a body. We have a body that's taking it out. We've traded back inside it here. Then this inversion fair value gap. We have a body that traded below it right there. We've traded back inside it here. Now we're dropping down again. So if we lose this, Robert, good call, buddy. Good call. And that there, my friends, is a great example of the power of your insight. That's why you guys are great, man. That's why I love having you in here. You're building a community because we've got so many different eyes on this thing, and we're all going to see things and you can build a narrative around what you see. Then 100%, man. Good for you. And Robert was calling this quite a few minutes ago. So again, the narrative is now supporting a further rundown. We're still inside that range, I think, and we're coming up to the 62%. We're hitting some consolidation in here, but But we also have this order block down here just below the 62%. And then mean threshold. That's the line in the sand for me. And then Robert's objective for these lows is quite possible. And we're getting into 9. We're just coming into lunch hour now too. So who is it? I think Robert, you mentioned about taking it out at lunchtime, did you not? Oh, what site am I trading on? This is a TradingView. I use TradingView's platform, and it's a NASDAQ. We're in the NASDAQ futures March contract. Bottom of the second side, we're going into lunch macro. Yeah, because I think you'd mentioned that we could quite easily take out these lows for lunch and then continue either on the upside before taking the upside. I think you mentioned that earlier, so good for you, man. Well, good, some excellent insight. That would make sense too, to take out that low. Now I think about it, that's a really good idea to take out the low or even reach down into the 10 o'clock. Might be a big dig down here. But at least take out this 11 o'clock low. Looking at these old inversions over here. Holding price. Now I'm excited. I want Robert's idea to pan out here. We want to lose this here now. So now we're coming back into the top, the body. That'd be a great place to take that out for lunch and then return back at 1 o'clock to take out all these highs here. Are you really done today, Lauriston? Are you going to have your eye on this as you're walking out the door? And all of a sudden you'll see Lauriston will pop and go, okay, I'm back. Just for one more time. If you're done today, man, good to see you again. I will no doubt see you on Thursday. If I'm not in here tomorrow morning, I will see you guys on Thursday for sure. I'm down to my last couple of minutes. Going into lunch hour now. I'm going to be splitting. I'm going to go enjoy some LA before we head back. Right off 75% of that range. Okay, next time, be safe. Thanks, bro. Is Kevin still in here? Or did he leave? I haven't seen Kevin chatting for a while now. Kevin, you still in here? Must be gone. Kirk is the captain. We might just have to change it up because people probably call you Captain Kirk all the time. And I want to give you a nickname that you've got all the time. So, Spock. What if we just call you Spock instead? How's that for a spin? people are saying, why don't you just call me by the name I've been given, man? Why do you have to give me a different name? Hey, do you like small group like this, or would you rather have hundreds, thousands of viewers? That's a good question. I love the camaraderie, the interaction. I think the more people that are interacting, if we start getting into thousands and all I see is just streaming texts on the side there and it's hard for me to follow it, I don't want to miss out on the guy who's asking a question. A guy who says, I've got a legitimate question. Meanwhile, there's just, like I've seen some other people's channels and they've got thousands of people and they're streaming questions. The stuff goes by so quick that if I'm looking at the chart, then I'm going to miss out on a person, and I don't want people to slip through the cracks, so that you'd have to continue. If I miss your question, I apologize. Ask it again, and I will try and get to it. Or if somebody else sees a good question that somebody's asked, just get my attention, and we'll pop on there. I also have a Skype thing. A few people still have access to the Skype channel, and we used to have them just kind of talking, so you'd hear their voice in the background as well. And that was when it was really like intimate, just a few of us, like 4 of us that were actually on the channel chatting away, and then it slowly turned into 131 people. So I don't mind more people. The more we can get this out there, the more we can help. I'm kind of at a crossroads. I want to help as many people as I can get get an opportunity to share their experiences with people that are genuinely out to see people succeed. I want to build a community of people that are here to help each other, and if I succeed and you succeed and we can all succeed together, what a wonderful way to pay it forward, man. For me, it's a wonderful way to live. So the more people I can get, the better. And yet the more people I get, the more I'm afraid that I'm going to miss out on somebody who genuinely has a question. They need some help and they keep falling through the cracks. I don't want that. I do like the more intimate kind of chats that we're having here right now. It's not streaming anywhere near too fast for me to keep up, so we could probably take some more people. I'd never turn people away, obviously, but there. How's that for a non-answer? Both sides of the... I'd like lots of people just because I want to help out as many people as we can, and I like the intimacy. I like having chats and joking around with you guys on the sidelines here. That's all possible too. That's why we have the Telegram channel. Those of you who are new to the thing, we do have a link in the bio above. You can click on that to get into the Telegram chat. That's open 24/7. You can chat with people on there. You have access to me after hours, and not just me. You have access to a group of other people that are in there as well. There's not 130 in there by any stretch. I think there's only like 9 or 10 in there right now, but there's some pretty dedicated people that are there to help. Derek is there to help you out. Cody's there to help you out. Mr. T's there, I think. Yes, Mr. T's there. So there are people that are willing to help you out with what they know or share their experiences with you. If you really know your stuff really well, I encourage you to share it with people. And if you're out to make money at it, then probably this isn't the place for you unless you want to come and get some would-be buyers. If people are interested in buying your stuff, I don't know why people, Michael's stuff's free. How's that for a long-winded question? Answer, Robert. And now for Molly to download all the video in 2022 on the laptop. But when Michael goes up, it's like different universe. When Michael Pause up. What's that? That's like different universe. Commander Darren, are you running for office? Your answer sounds like a true politician. Oh, that's terrible. No, I don't want to be a politician. Hopefully it sounded like I want to take care of everybody. I want to help everybody. I love the one-on-one chats, but I want to help as many people as I can. So I'm leaning more towards as many people as we can get in here, the better. I just don't want to miss anybody along the way. So I'll keep it positive. How's that? I don't want to be a politician either. I hate politicians. Double talk. Double REN. Thank you. Not that I care about how you spell my name. You call me whatever the heck you like. Pops. Miss. But when Michael pops up, oh yeah, it's a different universe. When Michael pops in, it's a real treat. So Robert, look at you, buddy. Look at you. I might have to call you the Oracle. That's going to be your, I don't know why I'm calling all these names. But Robert, you saw it. You saw the future, my friend. You said, hey, this could run right down here below these lows. The Oracle. You're going to be the Oracle. You saw it. Good man, good call. It ran below those lows. And the very things that we were talking about, I want to see that. If that's true, we need to see this give way. And it does. Gives way, comes back, finds support. Great. We need to see this mean threshold give way. It does. We close below it, comes back, order block, and gives way. So for that narrative to form, this had to form. You see? So good for you, Robert, and the narrative. The algorithm dealt out exactly what we wanted to see happen in order to get Robert's prediction. That's what we'd have to see, and that's exactly what we saw. So beautiful. Well done. Well done, Robert. There it goes. Good call, buddy. I'm out of here too. So it's been fun. It's been a blast. Thanks very much for popping in, you guys. I love you all. Thank you for sharing all your thoughts, Robert. Awesome calls today. Thanks, everybody, for popping in. And I will see you maybe tomorrow morning. If not, I definitely will see you when I get back to Canada. I'm going to go out and enjoy some more of the lovely LA. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Love and hugs, man. Take care, everybody. And I will see you tomorrow. Be kind to each other out there.